Welcome to Kingdom News on God's Own TV. Today on Kingdom News, how to deal with a cheating husband. Pastor Kumuyi tells Christian women. Mount Zion to release new movie, 30 pieces. Damilola Mike-Bamiloye shares reactions. Ask who his daughter Gloria looks like. Chioma Jesus beats Beyonce in popularity contest.
Are you enjoying yourself?
It appears that Damilola and Damilola Mike-Bamiloye's daughter, Gloria, is a fine blend of her father and mother, as Twitter users have found it hard to decide which parent she looks like. This is as gospel filmmaker Damilola Mike-Bamiloye shared lovely pictures of his wife and his first daughter, while asking followers to tell him who Gloria looks like. He said, and I quote, "Brethren, help me answer, who does Gloria look like, me or her mom?" End of quote. The post attracted a lot of comments as people expressed their thoughts on who the little girl looked like. A Twitter user, Tola, seemed to add to the confusion as she said, and I quote, "On a closer look, she looks like you. At a glance, she looks like mama." Another user, Gideon, hilariously said, quote unquote, "I don't need to zoom before I tell you the fact. Her resemblance is Damilola, simple." Abigail Taiwo, who probably took out the time to explain the resemblance, said, "She looks like you both. And here's why. A closer look at her reveals that she has a mom's smile and complexion, but closely as well, she has your eyes and nose. From a distance, no doubt, she looks like her mom. So she looks like you both. After all, you both have become one." Overall, most of Damilola's followers that responded agreed little Gloria Bamiloye looks like her mom, Damilola Mike-Bamiloye. What's your own opinion? Let us know in the comment section below. Founder and General Superintendent of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Pastor W.F. Kumuyi, has revealed to Christian sisters what to do if their husbands are cheating on them. He made this known as he spoke to ministers about the great possibilities of prayer with fasting at the just concluded ministers' conference in Minna, Niger State. While talking about the great breakthrough with fasting and prayer, Pastor Kumuyi sent an important message to Christian sisters whose husbands are cheating on them. He quoted the book of Matthew 17 verse 20, which says, "And Jesus said unto them, Because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you." While referring to the issue of cheating, he said, and I quote, "Maybe it is a mountain of family problems. Your man is getting interested in some of the flashy ladies outside, and he is not even eating at home now. It is a great mountain, and then you talk to your mother and she said, that's what men are. Once you spend 7, 8, 2 years together, they are not interested anymore. So they just sit down there and endure. Then you call your prayer partner and she said that she's experiencing the same thing. Then you say, that's a mountain and I will carry it." He then said to sisters not to accept it. He stated, and I quote, "No, you can remove that mountain. You see it as a problem and you pray and it has not gone. Don't say it is the will of God. You pray with another person and it persists. Don't say it is the will of God." He further quoted Matthew 17 verse 21, which says, "Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting." And he said, "Do it, and that man will run back home. There will be something that will scatter that man and the flashy woman he is running after outside. And when he comes back, you will smile because you know that prayer and fasting is powerful." Pastor Kumuyi enjoyed Christians to take everything to the Lord in prayer with fasting. He noted that miracles will happen once this is done, saying, and I quote, "Your problems can be solved by fasting and prayer. If you believe in God, miracles will happen in your life."
Hello, my friends. My name is Evangelist Chioma.
Popular Nigerian gospel singer Chioma Jesus has been trending online after she won American Grammy award-winning musician Beyonce in a Twitter poll. A popularity poll recently took place online to determine who was more popular between gospel singer Chioma Jesus and global artist Beyonce. The online poll was done after a Twitter user emoted and claimed that Beyonce is more prevalent than footballers. She said, and I quote, "So many people think football players are crazy popular. It's so weird. Like, how can you say a football player is more popular than Beyonce? Then name 2 football players that I even wouldn't recognize." To prove a point that not everyone is a fan of the American artist and that she was not more popular, another user, Igbo Batman, created the Twitter poll asking for people to vote between Chioma Jesus and Beyonce. In the poll, Chioma Jesus came out top, gathering 100,000 votes compared to the 10,000 votes Beyonce got. The poll, however, gathered interesting and funny reactions. A user, Potoyuzu, while addressing the performance prowess of both singers, said, "Chioma Jesus can do Halo, but Beyonce could never do Bulldozer." Similarly, D. Adewumi said, "Chioma Jesus all the way, Joe. Can Beyonce stand in one spot and be singing Jesus You're My Bulldozer for 45 minutes? CFC Riders responded that, "As I see this poll, I know say Chioma Jesus go win am. I shall vote her too." Ridwan Wahab Bayo also said, "I don't know who Chioma Jesus is, but she's more popular than Beyonce. Yes."
Hello godly people, welcome to God's Own TV. Have you subscribed to this channel? Okay, so this is a good and wonderful news for lovers of gospel movies, as Damilola Mike-Bamiloye has announced that Mount Zion Faith Ministries will be releasing a new movie titled 30 Pieces. Damilola took to his social media platform to make the announcement very recently. He said, "Meet Officer Emma in Mount Zion latest movie, 30 Pieces, coming soon." Okay, so we don't have the date yet, but the movie is going to be soon, and I really want to believe that it will be released before the end of the year. You know that we're still looking forward to Abejoye by December this year. And also, Joshua Mike-Bamiloye took to his own Twitter account to make an hilarious comment about the movie. He said, "My brother at D. Bamiloye has changed profession. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hurry and do so, as he is coming to arrest viewers who have not subscribed." In other news, a unique Mount Zion movie titled 30 Pieces drops soon. Okay, so about this movie, we can tell you that Damilola Mike-Bamiloye is going to be playing a very unique role. Like, have you seen him play the role of a law enforcement officer before? So get ready for this one, as Damilola Mike-Bamiloye will be playing the role of a policeman. Well, I think he will look good in the role. He looks okay in the uniform. See the picture yourself. Okay, so and about this movie too, if you look at the movie 30 Pieces, remember that Jesus Christ was sold for 30 pieces of silver by his disciple Judas Iscariot. So looking at this movie, we are going to be expecting something classical, we're going to be expecting something powerful, and we're going to be expecting a story of betrayal. Somebody is going to be betraying somebody. We don't have the full story yet, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and you can be sure that anytime we get the release date or we have any other updates about this movie, we are going to let you guys know. That is what we do on God's Own TV. Okay, so are you excited about this movie? What are your expectations? I'm expecting to learn about loyalty in this movie. I'm expecting to learn about staying true to a cause. So what are your expectations? And I know that a lot of you are expecting to see Damilola Mike-Bamiloye as a police officer. Let's just wait for the movie to be released. And also remember that Abejoye is coming by December, and we don't know when Enoch will be released, but according to a post by Joshua Mike-Bamiloye, it is going to be released next year. So maybe I'm thinking about next year March. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Till I come your way again, this is God's Own TV. Do click on the subscribe button And never forget that you're deeply loved and you're highly cherished by the Lord. Do have a lovely day ahead. Bye.
Popular gospel singer and worship minister Dunsin Oyekan has shared testimonies he got from survivors of critical motor accidents. Dunsin Oyekan took to Instagram to post pictures of the drastic accidents and how God saved the survivors through his recently released song, Finger of God. One of the survivors, who is a fan of the gospel minister, sent a message to his inbox saying, and I quote, "As I journeyed yesterday night, I felt in my spirit to continuously blast Finger of God. Nobody is hurt. Glory to Jesus." The fan also sent a video showing that the vehicle involved in the accident got burnt. Speaking on the testimonies, Dunsin Oyekan wrote, and I quote, "The testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. So many deliverances from car accidents. To God alone be all the glory for this great deliverance." He further revealed how God delivered his friend's wife from another car accident, praising God and praying for protection. He said, and I quote, "A friend sent me how God delivered his wife from a car accident yesterday. The car got burnt. Another brother sent me his testimony of God's deliverance, the same type. His car too got burnt, but they are both alive and doing well. This is indeed the finger of God. Devil dey para in this season, but he is always coming late. I decree in Jesus' name, the finger of God will show up for you in this season." Note that Dunsin Oyekan had survived a ghastly road accident in August while on his way to a ministration. A lady has recounted how a prophetess tore her family apart with a false prophecy. The lady, identified as Vanessa, took to TikTok to explain in an emotional video that the prophetess claimed that her father wanted to use her for rituals. She further revealed the pains and struggles she went through as a kid. She said the problem began at the tender age of 7, adding that her mother and father fought every day throughout her childhood and that she lived in tough times. She also stated that her dad always disappeared from the house after consistent fights with her mom. She then narrated that following this, a prophetess claimed that her dad will use her for ritual and that her parents were not meant for each other. She said that her mother single-handedly raised her and that she would always go to the phone booth to call her dad and beg him to come back home every day. Vanessa stated, and I quote, "My childhood was a mess. My dad and mom will fight and my dad will leave the house for months. My mom will beg me to call my dad and tell him that I've not eaten and that he should come back home because we need him. My dad will come back home and my parents will fight again. My mom then took my dad to a church for deliverance. One pastor prophesied that my dad will use me for blood money. After this, my parents fought again and I begged my dad to come back home. After begging my dad one fateful day, he bought me suya while returning home. I ate it and the next day my tummy got swollen and I was purging. I was taken to the hospital and the doctor said it was food poisoning. My mom quickly remembered what the pastor said and concluded that my dad wanted to kill me and that the prophecy is true. The doctor later explained that it was a natural ailment, not spiritual, and that my dad was innocent. A certain Nigerian pastor identified as Peter Michonza is currently being investigated by security agencies after he was reported by the chairman of Okene local government area of Kogi State, Engineer Abdulrazak Muhammad. Reports reveal that the self-acclaimed pastor was accused of selling bulletproof water alongside running labor wards for pregnant women in his church. Michonza, who is the presiding pastor of New Jerusalem Church located within Ageva axis of Okene, was also accused of other medically unacceptable practices which have reportedly led to so many deaths. Abdulmumin Abubakar, the special advisor to the chairman on media and publicity, called these practices ungodly activities, adding that details of the investigation will be made public in due course. He went on to appreciate members of the public for blowing the whistle, exposing the activities going on at the said denomination. The statement released by Abubakar reads, and I quote, "The investigation became necessary after some of his alleged ungodly activities were published on social media by concerned members of the public. The council chairman appreciates people for blowing the whistle and exposing the alleged atrocities of Mr. Peter in the name of church activities, noting that the details of the investigation will be made public in due course." The fake pastor had also earlier called for the release of disgraced singer R. Kelly, who was recently jailed over child pornography and rape.